All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're cutting through all the noise to give you a super clear, actionable game plan to build your net worth, and build it fast. No fluff, just the strategies that have been proven to work. Okay, let's do this.
But first, let me ask you a quick question. When you're thinking about your money for the year ahead, what is that number one thing, that single most important goal you have?
Yep. If you were thinking, I just want to increase my net worth, well, you are not alone. A recent poll actually showed this is the top financial goal for most people out there. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today, piece by piece.
So, let's frame this as a challenge, shall we? The net worth challenge. And it's one that is totally, completely achievable if you've got the right strategy. This isn't about getting lucky. It's about having a solid plan. We're going to walk through 10 really powerful methods, but hey, we're not just going to throw a random list at you. Instead, we've organized them into a simple 3-part framework that makes it way easier to remember and actually put into practice. We're talking build your foundation, supercharge your savings, and then accelerate your earnings.
Let's start with part 1, building a rock-solid financial foundation. You know, before you can really play offense with your money, you've got to have the basics absolutely locked down. This is all about awareness, getting the right knowledge, and creating systems that work for you, not against you.
Get this. According to Credit Karma, a staggering 2/3 of people don't even track their net worth. I mean, that's wild, right? So this is your first and honestly, your easiest win. You can't improve what you don't measure. And there's this weird magic to it. Just by the simple act of paying attention to that number, you'll subconsciously start making better decisions to help it go up.
Okay, the next piece of the foundation is knowledge, and this is brilliant. Increasing your financial literacy has, and I mean this, an essentially infinite return on investment. Why? Well, think about it. Unlike money, you can't lose knowledge. Every single concept you get, compound interest, tax efficiency, you name it, it just builds on the last one, giving you this compounding power to make smarter choices for the rest of your life.
And this right here is how you put your finances on autopilot. This is the secret weapon against decision fatigue. Because let's be honest, relying on willpower alone just doesn't work for most of us. So you just bypass it completely. Take literally 5 minutes and automate these key things, especially your savings and your investments. Get that money moved where it needs to go before you even have a chance to see it. It's the ultimate hack, right? You can't spend what's already working for your future self.
All right, foundation is poured. Let's move on to our second section, supercharging your savings. I want you to think of this part as your financial defense. These are the strategies that help you keep more of the money you're already making. We're going to turn those little leaks in your budget into real leverage. Here's a super powerful mental model to start with. The 1% rule. It's beautiful, it's simple. For any purchase that's not, essential, if it costs more than 1% of your total net worth, you just pause, take a beat, think twice. This isn't about saying no all the time, it's just about being intentional. And it's especially important if your net worth is under, say, 100 grand, where even small leaks can feel like they're sinking the ship.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, if your net worth is $20,000, that new gadget or fancy dinner that's over $200, yeah, that deserves a second thought. If you're at $50,000, that threshold becomes $500. See, it's not about depriving yourself, it's just a quick gut check to make sure your spending really lines up with your bigger goals. And if you're thinking, it's just $200, what's the big deal? Well, just look at this number. For that person with a $20,000 net worth, making that same little 1% purchase just once a month, that could cost you over $670,000 in lost investment growth over 40 years. That is the true staggering cost of that small habit.
Okay, still on the theme of defending your money, let's talk about negotiation. And listen, you can negotiate for way more than you probably think. The source for this told this amazing story about a friend who would literally negotiate the price of steaks at the butcher shop. His logic was, hey, they'd rather discount it than throw it away. And you know what? It actually worked. Now, you don't have to go haggle over your groceries, but look at the power of negotiating where it really, really counts. A single successful salary negotiation, just getting $5,000 more when you start a job, can be worth over $59,000 over your career with standard raises. Think about that. One uncomfortable conversation for a massive payoff.
So what about when you get some unexpected cash, like a bonus or a tax refund? The best plan is a realistic one. It's really hard to invest every single penny,
So try the 90-10 rule. You take 10% of it and just have an absolute blast, totally guilt-free. But the other 90%, that goes straight into your investments to work for your future self. It's the perfect balance of enjoying today while building for tomorrow. And finally, for our defense, tax efficiency. This is all about legally keeping more of every single dollar you earn. First, and this is non-negotiable, always get your full employer 401k match. It is literally a 100% return. It's free money. Second, use retirement accounts like a 401k or an IRA so your money can grow without getting taxed every year. And third, look into a strategy called tax loss harvesting. All that really means is you sell an investment that's down to cancel out the taxes you owe on an investment that's up. It's a really savvy way to lower your tax bill. All right, we've built the foundation. We've strengthened our defense. Now it's time for the most exciting part, playing offense. Section 3 is all about actively, aggressively accelerating how much you earn. One of the single fastest ways to boost your income is by strategically changing jobs. This data from LendingTree it's eye-opening. People who move to a large company see an average salary bump of 15%. Why? Because you're negotiating based on what you're worth in the market today, not just asking for a tiny raise on your old salary.
But to truly accelerate, we have to think about how we earn. See, most people are stuck over here, in time-based earnings. You're just trading your hours for dollars. The real leap, the absolute game changer, is when you can move to performance-based earnings, where your income is tied to results, not to the clock.
And this is the whole point, captured perfectly by the investor Naval Ravikant. Renting out your time will always have a ceiling. To get to true financial freedom, to really see that net worth explode, you have to own equity. A piece of a business, some stock, a brand, something that can grow and make money for you even when you're sleeping. This is how you finally disconnect your earnings from your time. So, let's bring it all home. We have covered a ton of ground, right? From mindset and systems all the way to specific saving and earning tactics. This is your comprehensive path to building serious wealth.
Just remember these 3 pillars. Your foundation is about knowing your numbers, automating good habits, and always learning. Your defense is about spending smart, negotiating effectively, and being tax efficient. And your offense is about actively earning more and, most importantly, owning a piece of the upside.
And that brings us to the final and, frankly, the most important question of all. Look, learning this stuff is great, but it's action that actually creates results. So, looking back at everything we've talked about, which one of these strategies are you going to put into action first? Pick one, start today, and you'll be well on your way.